Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Dean Insider. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Dean Bulldogs men's lacrosse team. We will have a special guest on the podcast later tonight with the interview. I'm Brady Fontaine, joined alongside Liam Giller, Matthew Genjon, and Grant Flood. So, Bulldogs have been doing really well this year. You know, they were one game away from winning a GNAC championship last year.
Loss.
They're currently sitting at 8-1 right now. Overall, 4-1 at home record, 4-0 record on the road, and a 2-1 record in the GNAC, as they won their last game 19-6 against Albertus Magnus, which was their second GNAC win of the season.
Yeah, this team's looking really great. Undefeated on the road is an incredible stat.
Really impressive.
Manny and Diego Alvarez has been holding the team on their back. Diego is currently sitting 30th all time in the NCAA Division III with points, with the 348, 12th all time in Division III. That's an incredible stat right there alone. I mean, and he just keeps going. Him and his brother have been doing something amazing this year, and I just can't wait to see what they keep doing. I want to see what they can do to get past. They were one game behind. I want to see what changed between this year and last year.
Yeah, their chemistry is insane. I think, like from a coaching perspective, if you look at what the head coach for the Bulldogs did, what that coaching staff did, the fact that they went out and recruited the two brothers to be able to play on the same team, the fact that they both are offensive players, they play the same position. I mean, the amount of chemistry they're going to have, like, it's just natural chemistry because they grow up playing with each other in the yard and stuff like that. They know where each other's going to be. It's just a threat to have.
Plus, having Joseph Mara leading the team in shot percentage with a 5.66, that's also a great stat right there. I mean, this whole team is looking crazy good this year. Just hopefully, when we talk to Zach a little bit later, we'll be able to figure out what's that next step to get them that GNAC championship and possibly more.
Well,
Yeah,
absolutely, Liam. I think you're right on the money with that. This is a team this season that has scored their lowest goal total of the season is 11 goals. That is impressive. I mean, during this 9-game stretch to begin the year, to score double-digit goals in every single game, I mean, that's got to count for something, right? And when you go up against the team that defeated you in the GNAC championship last Saturday, and even though you lost, you were still able to score 13 goals and keep it tight throughout the entire contest. It is amazing to see how this team has developed, especially where they were just 2 seasons ago when they were just competing for a chance to compete in the GNAC playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, how about the storyline from last game there? Sorry to cut you off, Matt, but I mean, you go out to the team that beat you in the GNAC championship last year, and you absolutely blow them out of the water. You put up 19 goals against them. That's just, you couldn't ask for a better night as a team.
I mean, this team is just really exciting to watch. I know personally, like when I'm not at one of the games, when I'm just in my dorm room. I mean, the entire game, I just hear people cheering. It's super loud. I mean, even I'm getting hyped in my dorm room while I'm sitting there watching like Suits or something. I mean, this team's just really fun to watch and even just to listen to.
I know, and to be honest, Elijah Beeland has been putting up a crazy good game with only allowing 8.33 goals this season. The sophomore goalie is doing crazy things for the Bulldogs. I mean, only allowing 6 goals against, again, like you said, Brady, the team who beat them in the GNAC championship last year. It's incredible. This whole team is other than Diego and Manny. This whole team's a young group who's just keep firing.
Yeah, I mean, he's standing on his head in net. You look at his goals against average, like you said, Liam, 8.33. That's up there for lacrosse. You typically don't see that type of goals against average. Nonetheless, you don't see that in D3. That's very rare to see in D3, and especially from a sophomore as well. Just unbelievable season he's having. Second in the GNAC right now for goals against average, 1.1 away from goals away from claiming that first place title in the GNAC for goals against average. So I'm curious to see where he comes out for that stat at the end of the year.
Absolutely. And, you're looking at someone in Beeland who has started in 9 games this year, and he has been able to win 6 of those starts, and he has just been very impressive all year long. I mean, come next game, he will be pushing 500 total minutes played this season. And the fact that he's been able to keep the goals on the low, especially with the contribution of his strong defense, and thankfully we will be interviewing Zach Weigel, one of his defensemen, in a few minutes. But it's going to be nice to see him continue to grow, not only the rest of this year, but to see what he has in store for his junior and senior year. Because it doesn't matter if it's Division III or not, if you continue to succeed at the level you're playing in, you're going to get eyeballs on you, period. And definitely that's something Beeland's looking towards. So he has been killing it all season long, and I'm so proud of him.
Exactly, especially since he's standing out as a sophomore. That's going to lead to a lot of opportunities post-college to go play in some of those professional lacrosse leagues out of college. And, that's something he's looking forward to, and that's something every athlete dreams of as a kid.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I also want to point out both Alex Pierce and Manny Alvarez are tied with 40 points each. That stat alone, 40 points in a matter of, where are they at, 9 games?
That's 9 games. It's insane. Unbelievable.
The offensive momentum it's there, firing on all cylinders.
I mean, the amount of time on attack they have against some of the top schools in D3 is insane. I mean, that Manhattanville game that they played, I got the pleasure of being the analysis for that game on color commentary. And I talked to the head coach before the game. He said it should be a tight game decided by 1 or 2 goals. And, they ended up shutting out Manhattanville that game.
No, definitely. This team's just excited to watch. I'd like to hear from Zach. Let's take a little bit of a break, and then hear from Zach about what this team can do next.
Everybody, welcome back to Dean Insider. Joining us now on the podcast is Bulldogs defenseman Zachary Weigel.
Hi guys, thank you for having me today.
Of course. We want to ask you about the team. I mean, what do you think? You guys had an amazing season last year, 1 game behind a GNAC, and coming out, what was it, Friday, putting up 19 goals against the team who beat you in the GNAC. What changed between this year and last year?
Well, I think team bonding and like the chemistry we've had, I believe this is my 3rd year here, and I believe out of the 3 teams that I've played on, I believe when it comes to this team, I really like how we all bonded together. I feel like we're all connected as well. I feel like our team chemistry is probably some of the best that we've had, better than previous years, and I think that's the key reason why we started off so great.
Any fun team bonding things you can tell us about? Like, any fun things you guys have done together?
Well, I mean, other than the locker room talk and probably, I think we typically like to go out to eat, just eating together as a team, just doing a lot of stuff together as a team when we're either not in classes or no practice, whatever. We always just like to find some reason to just hang out.
And Zach, what's been the one thing for you? Now, of course, you joined this team as a freshman. Now you're in your junior year. What's been the biggest thing you've learned being with this team and being around most of the same players for the past 3 years?
I think for me, it's staying consistent with my style of play. I feel like in previous years, this is the weirdest thing I've always realized. I believe prior to coming here, for lacrosse, I'd always start off slow, right? It takes me a bit to pick up, hey, how do we want our defensive scheme to be, how I'm playing. And I feel like since my time being here, since day one, I'm already ready to go. I'm all set. I already know what's going on. I know this team. I know the program. Already know the coaches. Know how they work. And I think when it all clicked for me, I feel like it's just been compared from where I am now to where I was before I came to Dean. It's night and day.
And I'm sure being around a team environment that certainly has to mature you up a little bit, don't you think?
Yeah. I believe like kudos to all of our seniors this year. Like they've all stepped up. They're all leaders. Every game, they always one of us, like one of the seniors, would have us gather around, give us a pregame speech, and knowing how far like they've gone in their careers, knowing this is likely the last time they'll play lacrosse. I think knowing they have to take that step up to be a leader on this team to make the team better. They've been doing a phenomenal job like that.
Yeah, I just
And
want to get back and hit at what Liam was mentioning earlier. You guys were one game away from a GNAC championship last year. I'm just curious towards like what the message is in the locker room that either the coaching staff or you guys as upperclassmen, the juniors and seniors, are hitting home in the locker room, because I'm sure you guys want to come out this year and get your revenge and win that GNAC championship this year.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what is the most mature way I could say this, because our message is obviously is not on the mature side, not suitable for children to hear.
definitely
But
not PG.
if I were to put this, if I were to put like our message, like the team message, in the most professional way, I would probably, well, I wouldn't say professional, but the most censored way is screw them all. If you kind of know what I'm trying to say, screw them
Yeah,
all.
Sure, lack of a better
Bill
term,
Belichick,
sure.
do your job mentality, as Bill Belichick would say with the New England Patriots,
Yeah,
essentially.
big lacrosse guy. He's a big lacrosse guy.
Yeah, next man up mentality. Everybody does their job.
Yeah.
And I want to bring up the future. I know you still have another year being a junior. What do you think about the younger guys? You think this team can keep it rolling year after year?
Oh, absolutely. This freshman class has been playing really well. I'm trying to think how many freshmen we actually have really has significant playing time. Like, it's a good match between like upperclassmen and lowerclassmen. It's a perfect mix, and especially for the freshmen, this is a really good freshman class. We have two goalies that are really good. We have a cup. We have let's see. We have Colby Mahoney, number 37 on the team. He stepped up big time, made big plays on this past Tuesday in our win against Albertus Magnus. Number 20, Nate. We call him Marv or Waymo because he's from Weymouth. So he stepped up good. He joined the team as an offensive player, and then we put him in on defense, and he's been doing really good. So him doing that transition and going to it really smoothly and playing well, it's just a sign of how good our coaching staff is and how good, like how much our team just wants to win.
Now, Zach, I hate to be this guy, bringing up the GNAC tournament so early on in April, but obviously that's the goal, is to obviously make it there, make it as far into the tournament as possible. But are you guys worried about that right now, or do you guys the simple routine, game by game, and go from there?
We're all game by game. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We know, obviously, this coming Saturday, we have a game against Riviere. It's a team we beat in the playoffs to go into that GNAC championship last season. And obviously, we know very well they're going to be coming out this Saturday angry. They're going to do whatever they can to try and get an advantage. But if we stay to our own game, play mentally tough, just our coaches like to this saying called "this and these," which is like, again, how can I say this the most mature way possible? Obviously, with
Let it rip.
this
Let it rip.
and
We'll fix
these,
it in editing.
and I think you can understand what the these part is. But obviously, it's playing smart, but also got to play like a bat out of hell.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I'm curious, Zach, to see like how much. I don't know how much you know about this, but I mean, you got the Alvarez Segui brothers on the team together, and then you also have the two McCarthy brothers who are freshmen on this team. Was like I don't know if that was planned by the coaching staff as a move that the coaching staff did intentionally to bring the brothers in, just because like they have that built-in chemistry from growing up together with one another. Just practicing in the yard for hours on end as kids. Like, is that the reason why the coaches brought him in, or did they just happen to pick up
I would
the
I would
players and they had just
That's a
happened to be
good. That's
related
a
to one
good
another?
question.
It's a
Wow.
good question, and it's funny that you say that because so every practice we do this thing called Team of the Day, where one player would have like a really old jersey, like an old Dean lacrosse jersey, and Team of the Day would go to, okay, who balled out the most at practice today? And entered today, it was number 42, Gavin McCarthy, who was the Demon, and he actually said, because before he gave it to the next guy, he said, "Hey, this is I probably wouldn't be here without him," and he gave the jersey to the oldest brother, the senior Aiden McCarthy. And so I would like to say, I wouldn't say it was the coaches that was the influence. I think it was the older brother influence, saying, "Hey, I have an opportunity to play college lacrosse with my brother or brothers," and I think that's an opportunity I feel like anybody would take all
Oh yeah,
day.
that's something you dream of as a child. I mean, you look at the Tkachuk brothers in the NHL; they just had the chance to do that in the Four Nations tournament, and they said that that's something they wanted to do forever. So, I mean, it's not every day you get a chance to play, college level sport, professional level sport with your sibling.
Yeah, and I think that's special, and that's another factor of why our team chemistry is so good is because, like, obviously we have literal biological brothers, and obviously our team it's all brotherhood. It's all brotherhood. We treat each other like brothers. We love each other like brothers. We'll fight for each other like brothers. We'll die for each other like brothers. You know.
The whole locker room, chemistry, as you mentioned before, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a special group of guys.
Zach, thank you for your time. We got to wrap this up, but we appreciate you. Appreciate everything you had to say to us. Thank you for coming on.
No
the pod.
problem.
Yeah.
No
Best of luck
problem.
this
Thank you for
season.
having me,
Best of
guys.
luck on Saturday
Thank
against
you.
Riviera as well.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good one, Zach. Thank
Have a
you.
good one, you two.
Yep, no
Sounds
problem.
good.
So, want to thank you guys all for listening. Want to give out a huge thank you to Zachary Weigold for coming on the podcast today. I'm Brady Fontaine, joined by Liam Giller, Matthew Gendron, and Grant Flood. I mean, just unbelievable what this team's doing this year. I cannot wait to see how things play out for this team. I'm rooting for them to get that GNAC championship that they all want. And, we thank you all for listening, and we'll be back with another episode of Dean Insider shortly.
Go Bulldogs.
Thank you, guys.